Hello everyone, my name is Annelle and this is Luna, this is my cat. And if you follow us for a long time, you know that this is a new location. We moved back from Canada to France. And while we were living in Canada, we adopted this baby cat. She's not a baby, she's 14 years old. Um, she's a Burman cat. And today I wanted to talk about how we went from Canada to France with a cat and uh, how she handled the moving process, what administrative paper we had to file and stuff like that. So this is going to be a rather long video. Grab a cup of tea, and if you have a specific question of if you're looking for something in particular, there will be time code over there and in the description so that you can click and skip the part that you don't want to watch. Quick disclaimer first, my experience is not going to be the same as yours. My cat is not your cat, so what I tell is not the only experience available. I'm pretty sure some people have already done this video, but I wanted to talk about my experience and give you a little tips and advice on what I've done. So this is Luna. She's a Burman cat. She's 14 years old. She is a very calm cat. We adopted her 2 years ago. Before that, we don't know much about her history. I know that she has been with another family, with a baby and other cats, and that her vaccination were not done, so we had to redo that. If your cat is already vaccinated and all that stuff, there is a part that you won't need to know. Because she's a Burman, she is quite small, even if she's 14. She's super light. I guess she is a little bit under 3 kilograms. And she has breathing issue. That's species of the cat that does that. She had a little bit of a heart problem. So if she's stressed, she might go into cardiac arrest. But she's 14 once again, so that's pretty okay for her age. So due to this condition, we didn't wanted her to go in the cargo area of a plane. We wanted her to be in the cabin with us. Some flight company don't allow cats to be in the cabin unless they're service animals. Because she is very small, we are lucky to do not have to care about the weight that the airline company allow, but we did care about the size of the luggage. We already had a luggage for her, and it was too big for Air France and Air Canada, and Air Transat didn't allow cats on the cabin, so the only choice we had was Corsair. But I guess if we had chosen a smaller carrier bag for her, we could have gone with Air Canada and Air France. So we had to buy an extra ticket for her. When you buy your tickets on the website, you can call the sales service, I guess, and you say, I want to add my cat on it. I guess it was 130 Canadian dollars. We had to state her age, her race, so she was allowed to have a space on the plane. Now we did choose our seat on the plane. It was an extra $20, I guess, and we chose the row that's downside from 3 to 2 seats. That way we had still a bit of space on our left side where we knew that she could be protected, so that was very nice. She wasn't between our legs or under the seat. She really had her own space. So about the more administrative part, to go from France to Canada is not the same thing as going to Canada to UK, for example. You might want to talk to your vet about that. What I'm going to talk about is to go from Quebec to France, so might be a little bit different for you. We had to go to the vet to make sure that all her vaccine were okay. As I mentioned before, she did not have vaccine for rabies and stuff like that, so we had to do it, I think it was 3 months in advance. And then we had another vet visit, I guess it was 3 weeks in advance, to make sure that everything was okay for her, including parasites, her heart issue, breathing problems and stuff. They had a paper to fill in blue ink. That's very important, blue ink. It was a certificate of good health of our cats that we had to give to another place called the ICEA that read the paper. We had to fill another form and they stamped it. It was $20. And the paper basically said, we confirm that this cat is in good health and she won't bring any parasites or not allowed stuff into your country. That's the paper that you need to give to border, the Canadian one and the French one. We also had to give the passport of our cat. She already had one. Her previous human gave us her passport, so that was very good. She had a digital implant with our information on her back, the back of her head. So we had to make sure that these information still were relevant, and we put the French address where we're gonna stay. I think we need to change it because we just moved. I had to sign a bunch of paper as well saying that I wasn't gonna sell her back in France, that she was gonna stay with us. If you're looking to sell or, I don't know, give your cat to someone else in another country, I guess there is additional paper to fill. Sorry, I can't help you with that, but you can ask your vet about that. Our vet was really helpful about all the papers we had to fill in, and the Canadian/Quebec website has a bunch of information you can search. The French one, not so much, but I'll put all the links in the description so that if you're looking for these files in particular, you can find them. And that's about it on the paper/administrative forms. Onto the travel itself, we weren't allowed to give Luna food or water, and because she was kinda trapped on her bag, she wasn't that hungry, but we managed to give her some water because for an older cat, it's kind of important that she drinks. So once we were in the plane, really settled in, we gave her some water. We are really lucky to have a very quiet cat. She didn't cry that much. She did meow once because she had peed on her bag. So what we planned on doing was to put, I think it's called a pee-pee pad. It's something specific for dogs training, but we couldn't find one. So we bought a older people bed sheet that we cut in four so that we can replace it whenever she was peeing. So she peed twice on it and she started crying on that. I can't remember exactly because I was sleeping, but my partner, Nicolas, did change her on the baby thing in the toilets, so that was very easy. If your cat is not that calm, I guess there is some medication you can give them. I read about some color that have some pheromone or essential oils that you can give to your cats. Because Luna was very calm and she didn't really respond usually to either catnip or things like that, we didn't want to bother with a plastic color that we didn't like very much, because they don't have the quick release on it. And the vet didn't recommend her to have some medication because of her heart issue. So because she was very calm, we didn't give her any medication, but that is something that you can think of for your cat if the vet is okay with that. One thing that we were kinda worrying about is that if someone complains about being allergic to cats, I read that Luna is hypoallergenic because she's a Birman, but that's not an argument that you can say on a plane. Because we booked her flight in advance, I guess people were aware that there were going to be a cat or at least they didn't mention having any issue with it. The person in front of us was kind of happy to see a cat, so that was cool. And because she was so discreet, people didn't even notice that she was here, so that was good. She was in her carrier for a total of 15 hours. The plane was 7 hours long, and we have to be like 2 hours before the flight in the queue. Plus the transport and stuff, that was a bit overwhelming, and she definitely was happy to get out of the carrier in the end. We gave her some water and some food as soon as we were on the house we were staying, and she had a litter tray with kind of some different litters, so she was not really happy about it, but she didn't litter outside. After the moving process, we kept her on a leash every time we went outside, just because we wanted her to know where she was and where her food was. We took her to the vet, and he said that nothing was wrong with her. Her heart was fine. She kind of had a issue with her joint. She's starting to develop arthritis, so she had some pellets for that, but she's fine now that she don't have to jump that much on things because we are on the flat house. She'll have her toys, and that has her smell and hair all over it. So we kept giving her things that had her smell to give her some point to get attached to. Basically everything changed on her life. And for us human too, it's a stressful process, and she can sense that. So that's always the tricky things to know if your cat is stressed because of you or because of the situation. But I hope that this video helps you if you are going through this process as well. Let me know if you have any question about the moving process or the cats, or even if you have a very specific situation, I'll try to help you as much as I can. Let me know in the comment section. And if you like this kind of educational video on expat life and moving from country to country, give this video a thumbs up so I know I can do more of that. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.